What up, though? It's the word. It's a quick pop up. We're gonna talk about it real quick. Before I do that, though, do me a favor. Hit that like, and if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it mean a lot to me. Anita, what up, though? Appreciate you coming through. I'm doing good. I just woke up from a nap, man. Last couple days, I ain't really been sleeping long. Nets, what's up? The wife took the kids out. Her friend's birthday was the other day, so I was like opportunity for me to get some rest, right? So I had a good nap. I had a good nap. But yeah, yesterday I got to I got to support some people, so um, I got to go around and see a lot of different things, hear a lot of different things, and relax a little bit. Um, it was fruitful. I learned so much yesterday. Um, there's a couple things. I'm gonna go live again tonight, but there's a couple things I just wanted to reach out and touch y'all with. Um, I think a lot of times we are our own worst enemy in multiple ways, right? Not just us actually doing stuff to ourselves, but I think a lot of us give other people ammunition to hurt us, and when they use it, we be in shock. You know, for some reason, we like to tell our deepest, darkest secrets to people, and then when the people expose those secrets, we get upset. Oh, I appreciate you popping in and out. I appreciate you popping in and out. But yeah, a lot of times, we be our own worst enemy, and we do it in multiple ways. Even expectations we put on people, and when people looms, what up, brother? And the expectations we put on people too. We tend to look highly of other people, and when they don't live up to them expectations, we get upset. We put trust in too much people, um, put too much trust in other people, you know, along with those expectations. And I think that's why we, D Truth, what up? And I think that's why I think that keeps us separated. Cat Diddy was saying on the show the other day, he don't give people things that they can use against them to hurt them. And I don't think we should. I don't care how close a person is. If something, if it's the weapon of our demise, I think we need to tuck that away and put that up forever. Don't get us to nobody. That should not be trusted with anybody. Anything that can to bring us down. That's like Superman giving somebody kryptonite, right? Like why would Superman give somebody kryptonite, and that's the only thing on Earth that can hurt him? He keep that tucked away in the fortress of solitude, away from everybody. And that's what we need to do. When we identify things that we know that could be detrimental to us, we don't need to entrust nobody with that. And I don't know if that's human nature, where we feel like um, we need to tell people these secrets, give people these weapons for us to feel vulnerable. I even heard somebody say a token of trust. Like, nah, you don't need to do that. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, you never know. You know, you can be rocking with somebody for 20, 30 years, and one day they just decide to not like you, and now they got the weapon that can only not only hurt you, but they can bring you down. So definitely, Anita, we go put you in our prayer list. Definitely, we go send you some warm vibes, Anita. Rider's blessing. Sis, I apologize, man. I wanted to hit that link earlier, man. I got up on some rest. I fell asleep. I was knocked out. But yeah, we need to we got to protect ourselves from even from the people that we know love us. Don't nobody need to. Oh, my bad. How long was I down? I didn't even know I was off the thing. I'm just talking. Cowboy, what up? Yeah, but those them deep dark secrets, them tools of our demise, we don't need to offer those to nobody. You got to put those up. That's some things that go to the grave with you. Don't offer those to nobody. A few seconds, okay, that wasn't bad. Yeah, but I was just going around. I was in the Gas podcast. Shout out to Gas and Tates. They was talking about a lot of different things, and one of the things that I had brought up was that for some reason we like to try to put square pegs in circle holes, or we try to make things work that don't work, and then we get upset when they don't work. You know, and a lot of times that's expectations. We got to believe people are who they are. Once somebody show you who they are, that's just who they are. And you thinking they should be different, that's on you. You know, um, people are who they are, and when you expect them to be anything else, is always a disappointment. We was talking about, it started on my show and it transferred over to Tay's show. But everybody, we all got different things that we like, different things that we desire. But a lot of times, I think people try to force those beliefs on other people, and when you do that, you have conflict. It's somebody out there for everybody. Like Tay said, if it's the women out there that want to be, taken care of by a man with money, let them have that. That might not be um, optimal for everybody, but if there's a man out there willing to do that, let him do it. Ain't no point of calling him no simp or nothing. That's just what he like. We tend to focus on Cat Daddy, what up? Realist, what up? We tend to focus on things we don't like. And the things we don't like, not only do we focus on them, sometimes we try to force other people to see it our way. When in actuality, everybody got the right to pursue happiness in the way they prefer. You know, um, I think when you um, when you're trying to build with people and you have standards, that's something that's different. You want to get with like-minded people, but if somebody don't fit that mold, oh well. Both parties got to understand this ain't for me and move forward. But there's no point in focusing on that. Just get with the people that want to build with you. Get with the people that's like-minded with you. Papa Will, what up, brother? That's all you got to do. I see Uncle L in the building. Uncle L, what up? That's all you got to do is just deal with people. Um, Focus on the things you do want, and not the things you don't. Because when you focus on those things you don't, you get an assortment of them coming at you, your way. And it's cool to be aware of it because you can analyze it and see why you don't like it and just solidify that. But to continue to focus on that and try to change that thing, make that thing you don't want into the thing you do want, I think that's what a lot of conflict comes from, you know. And it's unfortunate because in society, we do have to interact with one another. We do. But even then, if you work a job, you don't like everybody at that job. You deal with them until the job is done. But when you go home, you ain't got to deal with them. You ain't got to take them home with you. Same thing on here. You can interact with people. You can be respectful and build. You can even build with people, but you don't have to take it home. And you don't have to. I think a lot of it is self esteem too. You know, um, some people, not all people, but there's some people out there who everything around them got to be a specific way for them to feel comfortable. You know, and even in that case, you have to build your kingdom like that. But you can't expect everybody to fall in line. People who don't fall in line, it ain't for them. But you trying to oppose your will or force them to see things your way or do things your way. Um, that's where the conflict comes in. And a lot of times when that happens, it is a more bigger problem than it is to try to force people than to find the people who have the same ideology, the same likes, the same desires. You know, it's easier, in my opinion, to find people like that than it is to change people. I just think that's a self-esteem problem when you want everybody to be like you, for your comfort. You know, and that happens a lot. It happens especially even within families. I notice, even within families, especially like when it comes to like religion. You know, people try to force their religions on the people because it make them feel better. And a lot of times, I just feel like even like what I do here. I don't um, I don't try to force my ideas or beliefs on nobody. I share, and a lot of times it's a contrast. And I appreciate that because it brings clarity. Either I learn something new or I solidify what I believe. You know, everybody different. And those differences, I believe, bring variety. The more different ways I get to look at things, the more tools I have when a situation or a problem arises. It's always more than one way they say to skin a cat. But if you only know one way, sometimes that one way ain't gonna work. But if you have multiple ways, then you have multiple ways to attack the situation, multiple ways to do things. 'Cause sometimes you might not have the proper tools, might not have the proper resources, but if you know multiple ways to get it done, you gotta have that confidence to figure it out. True, only subjects all agree on. Those who don't agree are always free to continue without us. Yeah, and that's how I feel. You know, um, everybody ain't gonna see things the same way all the time. But see, pops too. When people try to force, and a lot of times when you don't agree with stuff, it don't even. Sometimes it just be the verbiage, or the way you actually looking at it. Sometimes it be people be saying the same thing, just saying it in a different way, but because somebody ain't saying it the way they wanted to hear it, then it's a problem. It becomes a problem because you ain't delivering the message the way I want to hear it. Like even when I talk about, I don't believe in the word God, but I do believe in the Creator. I get people, oh, you don't believe in a higher power. I do. I just don't believe in it like you do. I know it. There's a difference. Our experiences in life, um, all of our experiences in life are different, especially when it comes to information. Some people learn it, some people learn it and apply it. When you learn and apply something, you're going to get a different result. You're going to get a different understanding of it. So even though we know the same thing, sometimes people know it a little better, know it a little more. And just because you're experiencing it and what theirs is, uh, even though it's the same information, one applied it, one didn't. So one got more wisdom with it, with the information. That's what it becomes. It becomes wisdom once you begin to apply it, because you learn how it operates, how it functions. Some people just read stuff. That's just like what Pop do. Pop do the research. Pop been around the world, talked to different type of people, so his understanding of things gonna be a little different than somebody reading. That's like me reading up on the military and having an understanding how it function, but Pop been in the military. You know, he'd have a more in depth understanding of it than I will. And I think people even get intimidated by that. You know, um, instead of instead of learning from one another. And I don't know because this, I don't want to turn it to a race thing, but um, I don't want it to be a race thing. But I just noticed, like, just hearing, like, when we talk about like black communities and supporting one another, um, like just me doing real estate and stuff, I help more people outside my race than in my race. And a lot of times it's because, the people in my race, they think I'm going to do something or I'm trying to get over them. But it's funny because the white people be all in what you need, and you know, um, so we got to get out of that. Opinions, yeah. Same OG folks, eight still gonna have their own opinions, right? And I think people, I mean, and even that real is people always gonna have their own opinions, right? And that's what I respect, Even like me and Kalani have a whole bunch of different conversations, right? And most of the time, he still got his opinion and I still got mine, but we still function together. Shout out Kalani, Y2K Management. CC, what up, though? My bad, Ryder. I seen Realist thing. I want you to hear what you say. I know we can do a lot of speaking on all these things you speak on. You got my 16. Yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm all for the people, especially the kids. Because even my kids, man, I'm teaching them everything that I learned, and I'm being intentional about that. Is teaching them the things that I learned later on in life, so they can have a head start with the information and um, take it further than what I took it. That's what legacy is. Uh, it's not about what I do when I'm here. It's about the impact of the things I did when I leave here. If I'm not, if everything on my work, if it's not impactful for the next generation, I just don't feel like I accomplished nothing. I'm just the groundwork. I'm laying the groundwork. So it's not about what I gain when I'm here. It's about the effect that I have when I'm gone. To me, that's just how I look at it. I want the things that I do to still be impactful when I'm not here to do them. And to do that, I got to make sure I impact. I can't waste time on things that don't matter and wait till I'm 60, 70 years old and then try to, make it work. Nah, man, we got to put the work in now. It didn't take one generation for the society to become what it is now. It took multiple generations, and now we see the result. So now the work that we do, we just got to make sure it's impactful. So when we gone, it's still making changes. And to do that, we got to reach out to the youth. You know, I was saying in Writers Live earlier that it's us who don't know the importance of the youth, not the people who created the system, not the system that we living in. They know how important the youth is. That's why a lot of the things they do is targeted. They targeted in the youth. They took both parents out the home. Now it's the school system, it's the media, TV, all that stuff is raising the kids. That's what's I'm not gonna say raising, but that's the biggest influence of the kids. It's not even the parents no more. The parents don't have time enough to become the influence on the kids no more. A lot of times the kids are raising themselves because mama got to work two jobs, and daddy locked up, or mama and daddy got to work a job. One working midnights, one working days. So when they home, they get a couple hours. That's the way the system was built. It is not broken. It's functioning properly. It's us. It's us who broke. That's why I say it take a village. It's not the mom or the dad fault that they got to work because they try to provide for their family, but we got to start rallying with one another. Just like Ryder said, we might not, at least her allowing her son to listen to the things that I say is having an impact. Not that she ain't doing what she supposed to do, not that her significant other ain't doing what he supposed to do to impact, but it's more of a village. It's some information they have, some information they don't have. What you don't have, you need to put yourself around. Put yourself around the people that have the other resources or knowledge or information that you don't to benefit your kid. That's our responsibility too. I don't know everything. I got to do the same thing. That's the whole village mindset when I say it takes a village because everyone doesn't know everything. But what you don't know, you put the people around you so your children can still get that information from a positive influence, not somebody in the school, not somebody in the media, but somebody that that has the information that'll be a positive impact. Because intention is everything. If you ain't um, putting that positive influence in your kid's life, the opposite gonna happen. It's gonna be a negative. That's just the two ends of duality. Hustle, what up? That's just the two ends of it. Either it's gonna be positive or negative. And if you ain't intentionally putting a positive, the negative can seep in. So we got to be intentional. But definitely, Ryder, I'm down. Just let me know. I don't know if you got my IG, um, but I get that. Let me put that Discord in the chat because that's another tool that we can use. I'm like when you already know, Ryder. I'm really trying to build with people. You know, I'm trying to build that village. We can start it on here and take it off of here. Share this information. There's a lot of intelligent people, a lot of resourceful people, and we need to start doing it. We got to start building. Because if we don't, then we see the results now. Yeah, we see the results. We see what we are when we're not united. We're all weak. I done created a nice, little, comfortable life inside my bubble, but I have to go out my bubble. And when I go out my bubble, I'm weak. You know, these other there's a lot of groups that's not. Even back in the day, like we were fixated on churches. The whole dynamics of it changed, but that was the big significance, the camaraderie within the church. That church was a village. You went in there, it was more than just going to get the word of God. It was the community. You get in there, you hear Sister Johnson, lights got turned off. What everybody do? Everybody came together and got Sister Johnson lights back on. You know, Deacon Paul didn't have no food. What they do? All the sisters cooked them. Man had food. For the rest of the week. They came together. We could do that too. CC, what up? That sister, what's up? Appreciate you. We can do that too. We just gotta build a solid foundation, and I think that start with respecting one another. And I appreciate people so much because when we come in here, that's what we do. I know some people come in here and it might not be favorable with some people, but that's okay. You're not gonna like everybody, and like I said, you come for a reason. You come to build, get information, share information, and leave. So sometimes You're gonna be around people who you might not take home, like I said earlier. But if they got good information, I will implore you to take it. You don't have to take them, just take the information they bring. I think that's why I say we be our own worst enemies. Sometimes, even if the information is good, we don't want it because from who it came from. If something was going to help you or benefit you, I say take it. You don't have to take them, just take the information. You know, um, One of my mentors told me that uh, the devil always gave the best advice because the one thing the devil didn't do was lie. So the devil always told the truth. So he always gave the best advice. And it took me a while to figure that out because I'm like, the devil is the devil, and then, we get intellectual with it. Well, Satan is nothing but adversary. And it's just your opposer, your antagonist. And a lot of times your antagonist will tell you your weakness. And if you know your weakness, guess what you can do? You can turn that either to your strength or you can become aware of it and begin to work on it. And so when he said the devil give the best advice, that's what he was hinting to. So sometimes even the people attacking you, you can get information from them. You can learn from them. You can learn even from the way they attack you what your weakness is. That's how I learned how to be more aware of my emotions. And a lot of times when people attack me, that's what I'm aware of. You know, the intention of the person. That's the first thing I look for. Why they're attacking me. And I learned a lot of that from uh, my devils. My oppressors, the people coming at me. And a lot of the times, what they were saying, to be honest with you, it was true. That's why it affected me the way it did. And I was able to fix those things, you know. Um, and by fixing them, they no longer hurt me. There was no longer a weapon of my destruction. But if it wasn't for them attacking me, if it wasn't for them attempting to hurt me, I would have still been unaware of it. So even in that, I learned. That's why I always tell people you can learn. You can learn almost from anybody. Attack from your being, yeah. Anita, I hope you have a good one. Yeah, they say the devil is a lie. Uh, but a lot of times the devil tell the truth. They do say the devil is a lie. But a lot of times the devil will tell the truth too. And the truth hurts more than a lie, don't it? That's food for thought. Appreciate you, Lovey. Kim, what up? Always appreciate you, Lovey. Yeah. Yeah, they say the devil is a lie, but um, that's a lot of times that lie is what rock us to sleep. It make us feel comfortable, but the truth make us feel uncomfortable, and the truth hurts a lot. Um, so I mean, we can play with that theory, and it's fun. Um, it's fun, and what I mean by fun because I just see the opportunity into learning from that. When they say the devil is a lie, because the lies a lot of times that's how people get you is with the lie. People tell you them beautiful lies, right? They make you feel comfortable, make your guard come down, and then they seep the truth in there and they hit you in the stomach. Um, so yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, Dirt Road, what up? Dirt Road Devil. We was just talking about the devil, bro. I'm just picking with you, man. But yeah, just going around seeing a lot of different things yesterday. And I believe this too. Time reveals everything. That's what time. That's what time can do. Time can show us with time and patience. Uh, like I was saying earlier, when you meet somebody, they always give you their best face. But as they get comfortable with you, then they start. As my grandma said, then they show you their ass, right? Um, and me personally, I don't believe in abusing people. And what I mean by that is we all have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, different characteristics that everybody can benefit from. Everything in life gets used. I don't think it's bad for people to use each other. It's when they begin to abuse one another. When one take more of something from the other person, that becomes abusive. You know, you'll get somebody rocking with somebody, riding with them. But when it's time for you to repay that favor, you leave them out in the cold, and that shit hurt, man. Um, that shit hurt. For all legit behavior, yeah. And see, real. This is that's the hard part for me, right? Not the fact it's falling apart, but me trying to uh, be aware of other people. I don't like in real time. I don't do expectations. I don't allow people to put expectations on me or nothing like that. And I say that, but at the same time, like when I really do genuinely care about people, I understand that that's just human nature that people expect, and I try to meet people expectations while not hurting myself, you know. And sometimes I just want to. I'm gonna just say it, Lovey. I love you. I really do. I love you, Lovey. And I just hope that you see that. I hope you don't feel no type of way about me because I am. I do get your back, man. Um, I do. I love me some Lovey, and when I say it, I mean it. Um, and I just hope that you see that. And I know I'm a little awkward. Um, but if you ever call me and say, hey, just know I got you. Just know I got you. It's just the way I move. I'm strategic about everything. Um, but yeah, yeah. I just want you to know that though, Lovey. I do got you. But yeah, you got to be careful because you don't know what people's intentions are for you. You know, and a lot of times, we wear our hearts on our sleeve, and when people see that, some people embrace it, and some people find that as an opportunity to take advantage of you. And unfortunately, we live in a world like where people, instead of like, this is my theory, and this is like what Lovey said. If I'm a 10, then my whole team a 10. When I get to the top, I don't want to be up there by myself. So as I'm climbing, I'm trying to pull the next person up with me. So when we get to the top, if I fall, I got enough people at the top that grind it with me, willing to help me back up there. Because when you step on people or climb on people's back to get to the top, when you fall down, they just go watch you fall. They just go watch you at the bottom, you know. And me, I don't want to do that. I want to pull people to the top with me. Even to be honest, that's why I didn't really have too much drama when I was hustling in the street because I made sure everybody ate. I wasn't just eating good. Everybody around me was eating good, and that way, when you got a bunch of wolves that ain't hungry, they ain't eating at each other. You know, and that was my whole theory. Yeah, yeah, dirt. Well, I appreciate that, love. Lovey, I love me some Lovey. And I never try to I ain't gonna take you for granted. And like I said, I'm not gonna be the one to try to force you to uh, like nobody, because it's not. Your experiences. Uh, I can't. I didn't have your experiences with these people, so you have a more in-depth understanding with dealing with a lot of people, and you know more. But I'ma always be me, and like I said, you have to. You have to do what's best for you, and I support you. You know, um, yeah, that's it. That's it. But dirt, yeah, you know what? I do that too. Um, I give more than I usually receive, and I do that intentionally. Um, give more than I receive, but that's how you know when you do that. That's how you know who willing to give you back the same energy. And that's how you kind of weed people out. You can't do it to your detriment though. You can't give too much. Give that extra 5-10% to see if they're willing to give it back. And if they're willing to give it back, then give them more. See if they're willing to give that back. That's what I do. I appreciate it. Love you. Like I said, I'm strategic, so I really play poker. But and this is one of the first times I'm showing my hand. But I'm mob. I'm mob. What you done for me since I've been on here, the way you have my back. A few people have, and it's genuine. That's the thing. I know you can tell when somebody do stuff for their betterment, but I just feel like what you do is out the kindness of your heart, and you just want to do for people you care about, people you rock with, and it's genuine. It's not to get anything in return. Only thing I think, in my opinion, only thing you want in return is the same thing you gave, and a lot of times it's just the loyalty and trust. And I don't know why it's so hard uh, for people to do that. You know, it's not. Cat Daddy, what up? Yeah, the love is still everywhere given. Love, and that's what I'm saying. It's genuine. It's not just with me, and that's how you know, Cat Daddy. It's genuine because it's not just with me. I just pop up on a live and Lovey there supporting. You know, um, love what Lovey say, Lovey do. You know, and you can't do nothing but respect that. And that's something that you should want on your side, but you can't abuse people like that. That's like I had to learn that, right? Because I'm one of them. When I was younger, you know, you mess with my people, I was the enforcer. When they get into shit, they call me. And I'm the one going, starting a ruckus. But then a lot of times I found out that people get into some shit and then come get me. I go jump out the window and come back and find out that they started all the shit in the first place and it was unnecessary drama. But now I just made it worse because um, of the way I handled it. And now it's a bigger blowback than it would be if they would have just took their L or uh, admitted they was wrong. You know, a lot of times people will start, like just me growing up. A lot of my boys will start fights that they didn't even need to be in, just because they knew I was gonna come and end it. But now it became a bigger problem. And I had to learn from that. Sometimes that's why I always reference the art of war. All battles aren't meant to be fought, especially when it's a war going on. You can fight this meaningless battle, lose a bunch of troops, and now you depleted for the big war. Now your defenses are depleted because you fought this meaningless fight. And that happens a lot in life. And I had to learn that the tough way. Um, but the lessons I learned in life, um, sometimes people lost their life. They didn't get that second chance. On here, it's different. But I still apply the same principles because I don't play with life. You know, um, I don't play with other people. I don't. I do not play games with other people. I don't come on here for clicks and views. I'm not turning nobody in my um, chat to content. I'm not doing none of that. I got bigger things to do. I'd rather come on here and talk about things that are impactful. Everybody different though. There's some people on here. Their content is the people on YouTube, and you know, uh, instead of me saying, "Oh, that's wrong. They shouldn't do that," I just stay away from them. That ain't something that I do. I ain't gonna lie. I watch because I analyze. Like I'm being truthful with y'all. You need to be aware of things. So uh, you might not go to it, but sometimes it might come to you. And if you ain't aware of it, you don't know how to combat it. So I have to watch stuff like that. Just because it happens, we got trolls. Trolls come in here, right? But if I'm aware of this troll when they come in here, I can tighten them up. You know, I'm a true component of, and I ain't saying nobody on this app is my enemy. I just need to know my enemy, and that's why I told people, Miss Showers, how are you? And that's what I told people: learn. If you Christian, learn about the devil. The more you know about the devil, the more you understand how the devil attack you. And I do that on here too. You know, like I said, I don't have no enemies. I don't make enemies. I don't create enemies or nothing like that. But I have to know the personalities of people, because if they do come at me, I need to know how to defend myself and how to go on attack. I need to know what angles they come at, and I'd be naive to think that it won't happen. I'd be totally naive. You know, yeah, it's so much drama in this YouTube. You are definitely worth it. Love my whole family. Love you. OG love you. Pops love you. The wife love you. Everybody love it. You authentic. Um, and like even me, I'm not everyone's acquired taste, right? The way I talk and the way, I ain't everyone's acquired taste, and I'm okay with that. But the people who I am, I appreciate y'all. You know, I mean, um, but see, and that's the thing too. Like in life, the things I don't like, I ain't gonna focus on that shit. I just focus on the things I do so I can get more of it. You know, whatever we put our attention to is usually what we get more of. Cut, what up, though? Cut through. Hey, man, you gotta when you bring Cuddy up, bro, I gotta watch it, man. You be having me rolling, man. I don't know. Hey, make sure y'all drop y'all links in the chat, man. We gotta support one another. Even if you support, it is free to like and subscribe. Even if the content ain't for you, um, just don't watch it. But that don't mean we ain't got to support one another. There's a lot of I'm sub to like over 500 people. I think I got like 200, and I can't get past 280 for some reason. I can't get past. Maybe that's my number. And I be having them thoughts and feelings like, man, I'm about to unsub to everybody who ain't sub to me, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna let the way other people uh, do change me. I'm like Devil said, I am in giving mode because I'm in receiving mode. So even though people might sub up to me, and when they sub up to me, now they unsub from me, you know, uh, that's cool. You know, it's fucked up, but it's cool. You know, I've been there, done that. It makes folks feel good to see the young folks standing up and staying in touch with the shit that's going on around. Yeah, I got to, and I'm gonna be honest, Dirt Devil. I was really content on like a lot of the stuff that benefited me. I try to always try to share it, but like I said, it's not for everybody. Lotus in here. I miss somebody. You know, Focus. What's up? I don't see you in the chat, but um Real as you did, you a sub from everybody that ain't sub to you. And you know what? I'm thinking about. I'm still like. It don't show everybody a sub to me, but I feel. I go back and forth because sometimes I feel like me doing that is petty, but I'm learning that sometimes being petty is good. Sometimes being a little petty, it feels good a little bit, especially with stuff like that. Like, bro, I'm supporting you. Why is you unsubbing from me? Like, even if you don't like my content, if I'm subbed to you, what's the big deal? Just don't watch it. We all trying to grind. We all trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. I ain't trying to take nothing out of nobody's mouth. Even if it's a bunch of people stuff I'm never go watch. I still stop by, put a comment in to make sure I stay sub, because that's what they say. You got to put a comment in. So I still do that, but I don't got to watch it. And I'm cool with that. But I'm still supporting. It's free. It's not costing me nothing. It ain't costing me no time, no pain, nothing. It's free to do. But like I said, people just have these egos um, like I'm the man and I'm not subbing to you because I'm this. Like, man, I got some big content creators sub to me. Some of them, come through. You know, some of them don't, but they don't. They ain't too big on their high horse. They want to support the little people, and I appreciate that. But then you get somebody with like 100 subs. Oh, I ain't supporting them. I don't like. Come on now, man. This shit ain't costing you nothing. But that just tells more about their character. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's not me saying, if you sub to me and I'm not, and I mean, that's not saying unsubbing from them. That don't say nothing about you. I'm talking about the people who actually sub to you and then unsub after you sub to them. Like, type of fuck person is you? That's the Indian giving a shit. Like you actually going out saying, "Hey, let's sub up to each other," and then once you get the sub, you unsub. That shit crazy. You weird, man. It's so many weird people. So many weird people to do things that they don't have to do. It don't cost nothing to be kind to nobody. It don't cost nothing. But that joint just be weird. Marsh, look, I'm blaming it on realists and I'm blaming it on Juju. We petty gang. They didn't got me understanding being a little petty sometimes is good for the soul. In instances like that, not nothing hard. I ain't go. My intention is never to hurt nobody. Never to disrespect. That's never my intention, and I never try to do. I try to avoid it. Even sometimes, like when people come at me sideways, I look at them like, okay, it ain't that big of a deal, and I try to walk away. Like it was a video that I did. I had to rewatch it a couple times because I seen some other stuff. So now I'm rewatching it, and I felt the energy when it happened, right? And I'm like, okay, I see what it is. But after I rewatched it 3 times, and I'm looking like, damn, bro. I kind of just felt like, I'm being genuine with you, but like, damn, you really willing to use me, you know? But I ain't no sucker. I might be nice and polite and all that, but you got me bent, man. I don't can't shit I've been through. You think you about to just nah, it can't happen. You ain't about to just abuse me. You know, my kindness is not weakness. You know what my kindness is? Genuine, but it ain't weakness. It's not weakness at all. But uh, yeah, I feel you, Lovey. I 100% feel you. I 100% feel you. Cause after watching that, it kind of made me feel some type of way. Then I'm like, I had to turn my petty mode off. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me. You know, and like I said, this is me all time in real time. Uh, my and like I said, just ask me because sometimes like I said, I don't know everything. I might be unaware of something, or I might have just did some stupid shit. You know, I am not unapproachable. You know, I just ask. I just ask for respect, and I kind of felt, and to be honest, good thing Juju wasn't around. Good things from people wasn't around because it wouldn't have went the way it did. But uh, yeah, that opened my eyes to some things. And like I said, my intentions with everybody good. I'm always try to support and show love, but um, nah, definitely I ain't no weak individual. I'm not naive. I didn't make it through what I made it through being stupid. You know, and you try to play me stupid. To be honest with you, that will piss me off. And one thing you don't want to do is play fucking mind games with me. That's one thing you don't want to do. That's a whole another level of pettiness. Um, but that's done. I ain't even gonna talk about that no more because that's gonna make me upset. But yeah, we don't give people I think I'm gonna talk about that tonight. I just jumped on because I'm my wife took the kids out with her best friend for her birthday, and it gave me the opportunity to come on here and a little earlier and build with y'all. But I don't know what I want to talk about tonight, but I want to make it good. And I was thinking about talking about putting the right people around you. And that way, the things you don't know, you got the right people around you to get it to still get it done. And that has been very beneficial in my life because, like I said, I don't know everything, but I got people around me who know the things that I don't, and I still pick up. But it's not something that I have to study because the way I intake information is by applying it, and it takes time. Anytime I learn something new, I have to apply it. I have to use it to see how it works because a lot of information, a lot of things you got to tailor it to the way you do it. When you learn a new job, you learn a specific way, but after you do it for so long, you tweak it a little bit. You take some stuff out, you put some new stuff in, you make it work for you. And that's what I have to do with everything. That's what I do with everything. And is it possible for one man to learn everything, especially the essential things? So that's why I say when you picking a significant other, it's important to make sure that person compliments you. You know, if you good at numbers, you been with somebody that's good with numbers. It's real no big benefit to it. Both of y'all good at the same thing. But if what you lack, your partner is strong in, now y'all complement one another. You know, um, so that I believe that even in friendships, when I was hustling, my uncle told me never to hustle blindly. He said you either hustle for a reason or you hustle for a season, meaning you do it to get to a certain bag or you do it for a season and then you done. And I believe people come into your life like that. But using that same ideology, I rather have people in my life for reasons, versus seasons. It can work either way. You just got to be aware. But when you have people in your life for reasons, they got a role, and they have a beneficial role. You know, like I got some friends, they there when I need them. You know, I got some friends that I can bounce ideas off of. I got some friends who, uh, they're just my party buddies. When I'm ready to party, I call them, and I know we're gonna have a good time. Ain't gonna be no BS. And, but yeah, I just truly believe people should be in your life for reasons or seasons. You know, and if it's for reasons, make sure it's reasons that benefit both of y'all. If y'all both assets to one another, um, you usually don't get rid of assets. Not no um, critically thinking person. Usually we keep assets. Assets are useful. Um, so I think look at it like that too, because like a lot of times when people just in your life and they have no purpose, um, sometimes that purpose becomes uh, to bring you down. Sometimes that purpose will turn into that. You know, when y'all have no value to one another. Like there's a difference between associates and friends, right? I had to learn that. I'm still kind of learning that, honestly, because like I said, I just want to build with everybody. I want to be cool with everybody. I want everybody around me to be prosperous, but everybody don't think like me, you know. So I have to understand that. Uh, and Realist helped me out with this. Juju helped me out with this, especially on this app. Like in real life is different, but on this app is different. But they had to help me understand everybody ain't for you. Sometimes people just um, come around and see a show, and I don't put on no show or nothing like that, but uh, sometimes people come around for that, and being able to identify that, I think that's key, and I'm still learning. James, what's up? Now this dude right here, uh, the reason I got James, uh, I don't care what nobody say about James. Uh, James, that's like uh, that's like that uncle to slap you in the back of the neck and just tell you to keep moving. That's what James is for me. That's the uncle to slap me in the back of the neck and tell me to keep it moving. You know, they won't let me get too down and too high. I appreciate you, James. Uh-oh. What up, Bree? Miss T, what up? I'm missing the chat. Miss T, what up? Yeah, Bree, we gonna keep James' shirt on today. So don't worry about that, Bree. We gonna keep James' shirt on today. But yeah, definitely, I think we can't give people the weapons that hurt us, and a lot of times that's even putting expectations on people, because if people know you put expectations, they can use that against you too, because they know you expect them to be certain ways, so they can actually show you that. You know, they can show you that to get close enough to you to put that knife in your back. You know, so, um, we got to be careful of what, like Cat Daddy said. You don't give anybody the weapons that can hurt them. That you don't need to entrust nobody with those, because when you do, um, if you give somebody a weapon, you just got to know this. A weapon is meant to be used. So if you give somebody a weapon that can hurt you, it's gonna be used. It's just a matter of time. So don't give it to them. Um, and like I said, even with the expectation, um, only thing we should expect out of one another is expect people to be who they are. You know, DMX said it best: expect the snake to bite you. You know, um, that's just what we got to do. You know, I've been, like I said, I've been naive in life, and I had to learn from it. And Cali King, what's up, brother? I don't know if I missed y'all. I apologize. If I missed y'all, I apologize. But yeah, yesterday I got to see a lot of different things. I went to a couple different places and seen some different things, and uh, I can't say nothing that like really shocks me no more, right? I done seen some of the craziest things, but it still amazes me though, how far people will go, um, even on this app, to hurt other people, and people will go far. And not only will they go far, people will use you. So you got to be careful of that, especially doing what we do, over here, because like I genuinely want to support people, see other people grow. Um, but a lot of times, that's not going to get reciprocated, and that's okay. It's not the fact that it don't get reciprocated, but uh, sometimes, like I said, people will just use you. And me, there's no purpose of me climbing to the top and not bringing people with me, because one, when you get up there, it'll be lonely. If you're up there by yourself, it'll be lonely. But if you fall, all those people backs you stood on getting to the top, as you falling down, they ain't gonna be willing to catch you or help you back up. You know, we don't have to use one another to get to the top. We can help one another climb to the top. You know, and when we get up there, It's enough room for everybody. It's enough room. Like, I don't know why people think it's like limited resources or limited money. They print money every day. Everybody can eat, you know. Um, and it's just more enjoyable when you build something with people and everybody eating. It's more enjoyable when everybody eat. And those are the type of people that I want around me. People who like to eat together, who like to be prosperous together. That's the tribe mentality. Like, when you look up that's why I say leave that community ideology alone. All that is, honestly, that whole community, the black community, all that is a distraction. You know, is a distraction because the community is just people in the same vicinity. They ain't even got people working together. When you in a tribe, if you look at a tribe, one does things for the prosperity of all. What benefits one person benefits all. It's not the individual, it's the collective. And all these other communities out here, that's what they do. They in a tribe mentality. We in the community, you know, we get that community thinking, and then that is, like I said, is everybody, people will come into the group and see what they can get out of it. How does the group benefit them? Not what can I bring to the group and become prosperous overall, because when a group is prosperous, that means everyone is. And like I said, there's enough room. Les, what up? Marlene, what's up? Rubber baby bunky bunkers. Hold on, I done messed up already. It's Tracy. What up? Rubber baby buggy bumpers. The rubber baby buggy bumpers. There we go. Marlene be having me crack up. What up, sis? But yeah, I'm that's what I want to see, and that's what I appreciate, because a lot of people in the community is like that. In this community, that I wandered into and they accepted me. Everybody help one another. We share each other out. We like each other. We come support one another, even if it's for a minute. And a lot of times, like, I've been in people chat, but like, even looking at my screen too long, even with my glasses and the phone and black mode, it hurt my eyes. So a lot of times I listen. So sometimes I'll be missing people in the chat, where I got the kids and I can't respond quick. And like Miss April said, I had to learn that too. Sometimes when people don't respond to me in the chat, I don't take it personal. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they did, but it is what it is. But there's no purpose in me getting upset about it. But I just want y'all to know, I've been in a lot of y'all chats. I always hit the like. A lot of times, even if I don't, comment, I'm there. Because I appreciate y'all, love y'all shown. I appreciate it, and it's free. It's free to support one another. Um, don't cost nothing. And like I said, it's not about. I just This is how I understand life. It's not about what I can obtain or have while I'm here. It's the impact of the things that I did when I'm gone. That's what's important to me. Um, because I need to leave this place a little bit better than it was when I found it. My grandmother pounded that in my head. And when I was young, she was just talking about cleaning the room, right? If I come in the room, when I leave, it better be clean. It better be in a better condition than what I found it. But as I got older, that lesson transferred to other places. A job. Anytime I worked a job, I made sure when I left that job, it was in a better condition. It was functioning better. The environment was better. Even when I dated women and it didn't work out, I feel, and a lot of women will tell you, they gained a lot from our experiences. I'm not gonna say I made them a better person, but I just made them aware and made them know that they were more than what they thought. Even though we didn't work out, they were better people after I left them, and I think that's something that we all should strive for. No matter what it is, always leave things in better condition than what you found it. Then, I mean, regret leaves, There's no regret. You learn from the situation, and it make you feel better. Because a lot of times, even in those relationships, even though it didn't work out and I didn't technically do nothing wrong, I can always say I put my best foot forward. I did what I was supposed to do. That's the end of the day. That's all you can do is do what you're supposed to do. Uh, Everyone won't conform. Even on this app, um, it's something you learned in the army. Like even on this app, when people interact with me, I don't want them to feel. Uh, I don't want them to feel less than what they was before they met me. I want people to be like, well, at least he made me smile or I learned something. Always try to be benefit. I want to be more of a benefit than a detriment. That's just me though. I mean, like I said, life molds you. I think it was that you yesterday, Cat. It was either you or SS that said, um, like talking about the kids. You know, when they young, they like cement. You can mold them and shape them, but when they hurt and you can't mold or shape them, now you got to chisel them. It's just like us, you know. Um, if I can't benefit somebody, if I can't be an asset to somebody, I just try to stay away from them. I don't want. If I can't help you, I just believe in not hurting you. Uh, I'm not going on my way to hurt nobody. And everybody different. There's people out here who do just that. They go out their way just to hurt you. And again, I think that say more about that person than it do the person they hurting. I think it say more about them. That was SS Cat Daddy. Yeah, and you're right, Marlene. It takes maturity, and I had to do a lot of that. There was a lot of maturing I had to do. Um, a lot of maturing. And every day I'm still learning. And then I get different opportunities. Like I said, when adversity come up, I just look at it as an opportunity, not to only learn and grow, but to see how far I am and how far I gotta go. You know, Doaz did an interview with Dr. Leonis Bias, and she said something that when her sons died, it gave her a rebirth. It gave her opportunity to test her faith because faith without it being tested, like what is faith then if it's never going to be tested? And I thought that was real deep. She said that's what motivated her. It didn't break her, it motivated her. So even though that's probably the worst thing, especially for a mother to lose two boys, in a short amount of time. That can and has broken people, but it propelled her. It gave her a whole new outlook on life. So, like I got this saying where I say, my pain is my muscle. The things that hurt me, I turn those into muscle. I learn from them and I grow from them. And I take that pain and I use it as a strength. You know, um, so she can destroy missions. Two wrongs can't make a right. You saying two wrongs can't make a right? My bad, I ain't in the chat. Yes, it's about stamp you leave on people's hearts. Head. Yeah, you know what, Marlene, I had some internal conflict about doing this, and it's still a lot of. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even doing the content that I want to do. It's so much stuff that I want to share that I learned. I just don't know if how open people, but the way I deliver it, way I deliver it is a little different. Um, but it's still a whole bunch of content. I want to show y'all symbolism, the significance of that. I want to show y'all the significance of words, like the origin. Um, I want to correlate the religions together. A lot of the stuff that I learned, the information, it'll kind of blow your mind. Um, But I like right now I'm just talking about the concepts, and I'm trying to plant seeds so uh, people can be open to see it. But eventually, that content, and then even bringing in financial stuff with Kalani. It's so much stuff that I want to do, and like I said, my intentions are good, my heart is pure. Um, but I used to get coming on here. And just looking how everything worked, I questioned myself, is it even worth it, right? And my mom told me, like, don't worry about changing the way people think. Just try to touch one person's heart. If you could touch one person's heart, then everything you did is worth it, you know. And I thought about it, like not bragging or nothing like that, but it has been one person, I think actually two people who came, and said, Um, like I literally saved their life, But I had two people on the back end uh, told me similar things, like how much of an impact I had on their life, and that's humbling, because people did that for me, and I was always told to play it forward, when thanking people, thank you for taking the time out and the energy, because I know I'm not easy to actually reach me. Um, and they always told me to play it forward. Just you do that for somebody else. And then when they thank you, you tell them to do the same thing. And he said eventually if we all do that, we all can help one another. My Sinfu told me that, my martial arts instructor. Um, Big impact on my life. Appreciate him every day. It's people who sometimes you would never expect that had the biggest impacts on you. So that's why I'm always open to people. And I'm always careful. I try not to burn bridges at all, because sometimes you might have to walk back across that bridge one day. Um, and I understand, people are who they are, but sometimes people change, but it takes that person to change. But I always try to leave that room because I did it, Like if y'all knew me like 15 years ago, you'd be like, this month, nah, he gonna either be dead or in jail. That's just, but I changed. I'm a totally, completely different person, but it came from within. It was a desire of mine. Um, and you know what? I wasn't, and I say this too. I'm nothing more than what I was born to be. Like meaning, the environment I was in my teenage years and early 20s, it changed me. Like when I say survival mode, I put myself in situations where, and it wasn't even, I'm not going to blame it on nobody but me. It was me. It was things that I chose to get into, people I chose to be around. You know, all my people always tried to, even my uncles, uh, he had me running stuff for him, but he never wanted me. He wanted me to be under his control. And that wasn't a bad thing because it was things he wouldn't let me get into and things he would. But I wanted to be the man. So I stepped away from that and did my thing. I put myself in bad situations. So it took me to dark places, and I wanted to get out. But it was a desire of me to change. So we can want the best for people, but until they want to change, it'll never happen. Until they decide to change. And I realized that. But I try to leave room for that, because I did it. It clicked with me. But I wasn't born into what I got into. It was something that I stepped into. So even I feel like what I am now is what I was as a kid. If I never got involved in different things, um, I think it just took me longer. I got distracted. I got detoured. But without that detours, a lot of stuff I wouldn't have learned too. A lot of different experiences I wouldn't have had, a lot of different people I wouldn't have met, and a lot of lessons I wouldn't have never learned if I never went. So I don't regret nothing I've been through. Um, I can't. There's no purpose because I learned something from it. So even the bad things, I gained something from it. So even that I appreciate. But now I try to steer people away because I got the experiences. The youth, these young men, y'all don't have to go through that. Y'all can learn from my experiences because I'm one of the lucky ones. Everybody didn't make it out. Shy woman, what up, though? Appreciate you, so a lot of people didn't make it out. A lot of people are not here to tell their story. And life is one thing you shouldn't gamble with. Um, shouldn't gamble with life because if you crap out, it's over. Ain't no second chance or anything like that. So we shouldn't be playing craps with our life. Here's one for you. Are there any questions that should not be asked? Oh, I say it like this. I don't believe in asking questions that the answer has no benefit to me. Like even my wife, um, I told her, I told my wife everything, but it's some things that she don't need to know because if something happened, the position she'd be put in. So even some of my secrets are there not only to protect me, but it can protect her. Um, so I try not to ask questions that are not that the answer won't be beneficial to me. You know, it's something. I give you an example, right? Well, no, I can't even get that example because that's telling on myself. I don't sell snitch, but I say it like this: plausible deniability. Exactly, exactly, cat daddy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's on some. But I said like I think you should question everything, but like I said, make sure um, the answer has a benefit to you. Because if it don't, you can know something that might put you in danger. You know, it's information that can. And I ain't talking about no movie script, but sometimes you can learn something. And I say like this: sometimes people have secrets that they willing to kill for to keep it a secret. But as far as intellectually, I don't believe there's no question um, that shouldn't be asked. Not from an intellect standpoint, but there are things that, like this, for instance, like I had this conversation with my best friend. I asked him a question. If you knew when that world was going to end, would you tell people? If y'all knew the world was going to end, right? Would y'all tell people? Would y'all start going around telling people the world? Say if the world was going to end July 15th this year, would you tell people that? Now, I'm gonna ask you directly, Les. Everybody can answer, but I want Les to answer that, and I'm gonna show you something. Cat Daddy say, nope, I wouldn't tell a soul. Would you tell people, Les, if you knew the world was gonna end July 15th this year? Would you tell people? You ain't skip out on me now, did you, Les? But I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't tell people, Les, and I'm pretty sure. And I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't tell nobody, Marlene. Because you may only tell a few people, but somebody you tell might tell everybody. And guess what? The world would end up ending a lot sooner than that. Everybody is shut down. Everybody is start going at one another for resources, or it'll just turn chaotic. If everybody knew when the world was going to end, everything was shut down. It'd end a lot sooner than what it was supposed to. I had to learn at a similar situation like that. Um, it was with a job. The guy was selling a company, and the people he was selling it to was merging it. And one person found out, everybody got pissed off, and it was supposed to happen. It's supposed to be a year process. Well, the company ended up shutting down and not getting sold within 3 weeks after everybody found out. So not only did the guy lose out on the opportunity to sell the company, um, but people who would have had a job when it merged, they lost their job too. So, um, cool, Cat Daddy. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's more fear too. Um, that got a lot to do with fear. Um, it's preachers' jobs to get you emotionally attached. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna talk about that unless you gonna get me in trouble. But yeah, it's some things that it's just not um fruitful to share with everybody. You know, um, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Because if you knew when the world was going, you'll want to spend time with loved ones and do things that you'll want everybody to get their last hurrah. But in doing so, it'll cause chaos. Things are shut down. You think people will be going to their job at the nuclear power plant? Um, People will be uh, doctors will go into work to try to help save a life that could be saved today, even though it's go in a couple weeks. No, everything shut down a lot sooner. Everything end a lot sooner. So you had to be careful, even with the information. That would be best if I did. Yeah, I would tell myself. Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of there are things I don't want to know because it doesn't encourage me, and I feel that too, Marlene. It's I notice sometimes when I get around different, like on this app, I get around uh, like different information. I have a different emotion, and once I identify that emotion, especially when it's not a good one, I realize like it don't benefit me. So it's no point of me, indulging in it. But that's in life too. It's like things like me and my wife are totally polar opposites, and that's a good thing because it gives me the opportunity to experience new things. Things I wasn't even aware of. Um, but some things I tell her like, nah, that ain't for me. That's just not for me. And it's some things with me. She's like, nah, it's just not for me. Like she would not drink tea. She drank tea one time. She do not like hot tea. It's like blasphemy if I asked her to drink tea. The only thing she drink is water. She drink water all. That's all she drink. She don't drink coffee. She don't drink juice. She drink when she was pregnant. She drank them high C juices. But other than that, she don't drink nothing but water. And it's like even when she's sick, she will not drink tea. Um, Leticia, what's up? We learned that not everyone is privy to all, and that's why everybody can't handle information. Um, it's things that um, again it goes with experience, right? So if someone hasn't, um, that's like I try to explain to people like this. Think about this, right? Nowadays we understand aliens, right? Things that's not from this planet, beings, living things that's not from this planet, come down in a spaceship. Okay, that's an alien. We never seen it. Some of us have, some of us, haven't, right? But think about back in biblical days. If something came from the sky, they wouldn't think it was an alien. They had no concept of alien. They would have looked at it as a god. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the experience and information is how people become aware of things, or how people perceive things, or how people. So if I sit up here and tell you an experience that I had with ghosts, right? And you never had that experience, not aware of that, you be like, that is make believe, it's fairy tale. You won't believe in ghosts because you haven't experienced it. So even information, like when people talk about, like if I sat up here and told you, y'all exactly what the Illuminati was, y'all probably wouldn't even believe me. Y'all wouldn't believe me because the information or what you experience or what your understanding is a bit a lot different from mine. Um, so even that information, I tell you this though, if it was what it was, you wouldn't know about it. If the Illuminati is what they told you it was, you would have never ever found out about it. Everything would have been done to keep it under wraps. I tell you that much. But it's not what we think it is. Definitely not. Even like Freemasonry, um, it's not what we think it is. A lot of the Freemasons don't even know what they're doing. They don't know what it is. They have different degrees of it. So when you talk about the 33rd degree, that's the highest level of Freemasonry. But it's other levels. You have Scottish Rites. Then it's two other different groups that you probably never heard of. That's actually stem from Freemasonry, and um, a lot of the systems that's created, they do have a lot to do with that. The way things are, they do have a lot to do with it. And even in that, and that can scare some people. If you understood, like, like we think we have freedom, right? We think we free. We move freely. We talk freely. We come on this app, but we truly not free. Not in the sense, not even in term of freedom. We truly not free. But if you understood how much we've been programmed, this shit's scary. It's scary. Um, it's heavy too. Um, but like the fall of the Tower of Babylon, races were scattered like pieces of a puzzle. We still can't come together. Sharing of information has been lost. And see, mentally, physically, we are not free. No, you're right, Leticia. Mentally and physically, we not free. Shy woman, man. I appreciate you so much. You be having me cracking up. But no, what you said is true. Like even how I try to tell, like look, I'm gonna give you a concept, right? So there's a reason why they say three main religions, right? They tell you Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, right? So like I figure I got to do the video on the three dimensional world and how that associates. But okay, so you get these three main religions. Um, so we live in what they call a three-dimensional world. Everything is based and described off of threes. Like even when you talk about the Bible, you talk about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. When you describing something, the description is usually common person, a place, or a thing. Everything it revolves around three that we do. So even these three main religions. Now we all know it's more than three religions. So why is that so significant? The three main religions is because of the three aspects of us. We all have three aspects. Like the ancient Cometics, they had this understanding of. You'll hear a lot of people say the Ka and the Ba, right? That's the soul. But when you break it down a little deeper, it's the soul and the spirit. But then is a portion that they don't tell you. It's called the Eket. And that's the third part of the soul. Well, that's the mind, the body, and the soul. These are the three aspects. So even those three main religions represent the mind, the body, and the soul. Equate the soul to your emotions. That's how we understand our soul is through emotion. This frequency of our emotion is how we tap into our soul. It's like our guidance system. So when you talk about the three main religions, Islam is the science. Um, is a science. It's not. Islam is not a religion. Islam was created based off of science, but Islam represents the soul. Christianity represents the flesh. Judaism represents the mind. So if you take those religions in the original text and you look at them from those aspects that those teach about those specific things, you'll see a whole different understanding of those religions. And that's how a lot of these occults equate religion. Like these occult practices, those are three aspects: the mind, the body, and the soul. Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Um, those are different aspects. So Christianity talk about the flesh. Islam is the soul. And Judaism is the mind. The way we supposed to think, the way we supposed to feel, and the way we act in the flesh. That's what those three religions are. But they all different aspects of different people in different areas, and they all came out of ancient Kemet from a spiritual practice, and they split them up. And I can show you. I'm gonna give you all that information. But when they came into Egypt, uh, it was a spiritual system. The original people from Egypt, they didn't believe in religion; they believed in spirituality. So when they came in there, the invaders, and they wanted the information, they wouldn't decipher what they call the Netaru or the hieroglyphs. They wouldn't decipher them, so they started killing them. And what happened was, uh, the dude was like, "Okay, look, don't kill me. I start telling you about it." So he started explaining, but he is cryptic. That's why the Bible, the Quran, that's why they all written allegories and parables, because it was decrypted, because it wasn't something that was outside of you, it was something that was inside of you. But the way he wrote it, so they still wouldn't have an understanding of the concept, was in parables and allegories. And like I said, I get y'all that information. But yeah, it's deep. And it's a lot of, like I said, information. Information is crazy. Um, because there's so much misinformation out there, and we like to believe instead of know. Um, and Christianity is believed as it was written. And see, yeah, you can say that too, pops. You can say that. That's how people, um, comprehension is different. Like when we was in grade school, we had reading comprehension, right? And that was so we can read things and understand the mindset of the writer. Not only what you read literally, but you was trying to understand what the intention of the writer was. What was the message the writer was conveying with this art? And we just equate that to reading, but that's something that we should be doing on the level of when we interact. When we interact with one another, we should be comprehending. Like when I have conversations with people, the very first thing when we engage in a conversation, I try to figure out the person's intention. Why are we even talking? Figure out why people are even talking to you, and um, you can avoid a lot of different things, because now that I'm 38 years old, I I don't really believe in talking to people unless it's benefiting one of us. What's the purpose? And that can be through entertainment. Sometimes, I talk to people because they need to smile, they need to laugh. So, I make myself the butt of a joke. You know, sometimes it's for information. But everything has an intention behind it. Anytime you do something, it's an intention. It has a purpose. But understanding the purpose of other people with you, it just helped me. Um, it helped me in different ways, like um, not allowing people to take advantage of me. Because a lot of times when people don't have good intentions with you and they feel you can see that or know it, they back off. You ever have a conversation with somebody and thought y'all was cool and you never talked to that person again and you kind of found out later this fucked up person? That's probably because they felt like, okay, I ain't gonna fuck with him like that. Your energy is strong and people will know, especially when they don't have good intentions with you. Most people who do things to other people, they don't want a strong adversary. They want somebody weak. So why would I sit up here and attack somebody strong when I can just know that I'm gonna be successful in attacking this weak person? You know, sometimes people do have egos and want to knock down a giant, but a lot of times when people don't have good intention, um, they don't really want a big. They don't want a lot of. Uh, they don't want a big fight. They want somebody they can easily take on, somebody easily they can knock down. Um, That's why people usually go after weaker people. Bullies usually they don't go after the biggest, baddest person. They can go after the little frail person. Bullies want to bully somebody smaller than them. You know, so when you putting that energy of confidence out, awareness, when people know you're aware, um, they usually pick a lesser target. Papa always dropping jewels. Y'all got the chat jumping. I can't keep up. Y'all know my little eye ain't warm up yet. Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Mother Mary of the Catholic believe of the church. Okay, yeah, that's and see, less even that I would rather know myself. Um, that's important. The more you know yourself, the less you can be defined by other people. I think I did a video on that, didn't I? If not, I think I did. I probably can do a part two because that's deep. I mean, the more you know yourself, the less people can define you. That's something I live by. Uh, I left the Catholic Church when I was about 19. And you post a question, especially in my opinion, because when you have when it comes to religion, is a lot of questions that if you don't ask, you'll never have an answer to. So the only way you get an answer is when you question. No, right of who was the writer of each formal Bible. You can find King James of the Bible that Constantine the Great had a meaning to create. It was actually it was the Council of Nicene, and it was another council. Start with an A. I found it for you though, Pop. It was a couple with a, but yeah, the Council of Nicene not only declared Jesus Christ the Son of God, but it was what books should go into the Bible and what books shouldn't. Hey, Pops, did you know that the Catholic Church held the Bible for over 1,000 years before they mass produced it? They put all the scrolls together to actually create the Bible and mass produce it. They held it for 1,000 years, bro. Latin mass. Yeah, I like what you said there, but I was referring to believing versus knowing. Yeah, I don't. There's no purpose. Yeah, I like Hinduism too. I took a lot of stuff out of Hinduism, but yeah, it's better to know than to believe because just my understanding of belief, belief is like 50-50. I'm gonna believe it, but it's a chance it's not true, and um, that doubt always made me question, and every time I question, I found an answer. That's why I just feel it's better to know than believe, and then when you believe, you have to use what they call blind faith, right? Um, Hoping it's there. And when doing that, a lot of times you won't put as much effort into things that you believe versus the things that you know. You know, me personally, I usually put more effort in things that I know versus things that I believe. Like if I know, if I know when I go outside, um, if it's raining and I know I got an umbrella and a waterproof coat when I go outside, I know, I got a low chance of getting, too wet. But if it's raining outside and I believe that, if I believe that it'll stop raining before I get out there, then it's a 50-50 chance it might happen or I'm going to get wet. So I walk with more confidence knowing that, I can walk without getting wet than that I can. Knowing is just always better. Knowing is always, yeah, belief is hope. I wouldn't even say knowing is faith. Uh, I guess you can equate knowing to having faith. Um, yeah, you can. You can equate knowing to having faith. Um, I guess that's why they say blind faith when it comes to belief. Your faith need to be blind because you don't know. So yeah, I can rock with that. I definitely can rock with that. Thank you. That's just another way for me to look at it. Knowing is faith. I like that. Or don't remember. Yeah, a lot of it don't add up. But I will say this too, though, Papa. I say this too. Christianity has helped people. You know, it has helped people. So anything that helps people, I always say, let them have it. I don't believe in taking it away from them. Like I know people right now who believe in Greek mythology and Norse mythology. Like they believe in Odin. They believe in the All Father. And they some bad people. Like not bad as in bad people, but they're really good at what they do, you know. And that belief in Odin and Valhalla, it drives them, it strengthens them. So I'm not going to tell them it's mythology that is not real because it's real to them. And they good people. They don't bother nobody. They don't hurt nobody. They actually help a lot of people. They just believe in Odin. And if you piss them off, they go bring the hammer of Thor down on you. Faith is not a path to any truth that can lead to many untruths. Faith needs to be defined nearly every time it is used. Nicole, what's up? I can see that. I can see that too. Um, Crazy thing, I got faith tatted on back on one of my arms, and I got hope tatted on back of the other arm. And when I got it, uh, the dude asked me why do I got it, and I told him have faith I don't hit you with this arm, and hope I don't hit you with this one. That's why I got it, honestly. Got faith and hope that I never have to use these things. Um, yeah, but I just wanted to jump. I'm gonna probably jump on later on tonight. I didn't even know I was rocking out for 2 hours. I appreciate y'all, but I don't know what I'm gonna talk about tonight. But um, I just wanted to stop in because I missed yesterday, and I appreciate y'all. I learned some new things in my chat today, some tools that I can use. I hope I said something that resonated with you. And remember, anytime I drop the link, y'all feel free to hit it. Come up and build with me. This is not one of them channels you know, um, where I'm a dictator. I like to share information. I like to hear other people insight, other people understanding. All are welcome. Only thing I ever ask is we respect one another. We all go have difference of opinions, and that's okay. Because we have different experiences in life, and I think that's the cool thing. We all built different, and those differences can give us more variety. You know, it'd be boring if the world only had vanilla ice cream, right? I like sherbet. I don't even like ice cream. So That's the beauty of us interacting with one another. That we all different. We all have different things to offer one another. But uh, if we do it with respect, it works, right? It's been working. That's all we had to do is respect one another. And the more we respect one another, that's how trust builds up. Um, and everything is a process. I don't try to rush everything. Um, I do want to rush to get to 300, but it'll happen when it happens. Um, it'll happen when it happens. I just got to put in more work. Mhm. Oh, all the time, Les. Anytime, brother. You know, I appreciate y'all holding me down. Y'all coming in, rocking with me. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all was here chilling with me, and that's priceless, man. That's priceless. But let me get off here. I think my wife, yep, she just pulled in. So I got to deal with these rugrats and the wife for a couple hours. Then I'll be back, and we'll rock out. Um, but appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in a minute. And remember, do me a favor, hit that like and hit that subscribe. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Help me spread the word. Conversations, create nation. And remember, I always tell y'all to care about how y'all feel. And I'm out.